The second learning disability we have is dysgraphia. When we talk of dysgraphia, this is writing skill. Many kids have trouble in forming letter shapes. They encounter tight, awkward, or painful graphs on a pencil. They form difficulties following a line or staying within a margin. When you have such kid in your class, there are so many ways to handle such person. Number one is to provide alternative means. These alternative means can be using like typing or speech-to-text tools. But on my own focus here is for that child to know how to write. That's the main focus. What you are going to do is you provide extra time for written assignment. In schools, we have what we call writing book. That writing book, we normally use it. There is a topic called writing, yes. We normally use it every time there is time. This is period for writing. The teacher will share the writing book. The writing book, they are not doing it for formality's sake. No. The essence of that writing book is actually for the child to follow the margin. You know there is a margin in that book. To follow the margin and write it the way it is. If that child in your class can't write well or doesn't know how to write well, let all his or her book be that writing book. Because inside that writing book, there is a margin. Let his English book be writing book. His mathematics book should be writing book. Basic science book should be writing book. This will help that child to follow margins. By so doing, his or her writing will start aligning. Please, let the child writing book, all his book be that writing book. If he continue using the writing book, with time, his writing will align. Don't be in a rush to give him or her normal exercise book. Number 2, on how to handle such kids. Use of graph paper. Number 3 is to encourage activities that will improve their psychomotor skill. Psychomotor skill are skills that has to do with hand, like drawing, painting, writing. As a teacher, in planning your lesson, always bring in activities that will involve writing. Always bring in activities that will involve drawing. This will help them, this will motivate them to be holding pen or pencil tight. That's the essence of bringing in activities that will encourage psychomotor skill. Then the last part is, as a teacher, in whatever you are doing, anything you are doing in that your class, you have to carry the parents of that child along. There is no two ways about that. After everything, after all the struggle in the class, you are trying to make sure that his or her writing is aligning to in the margin. You are trying to make sure that he or she is getting it right. All his book is now the writing book. You are correcting him in the class. After all that struggle in the class, that kid is supposed to continue the struggle at home. That's the essence of involving parents in whatever you are doing. Always give the child extra tasks to write. Maybe if his name is Emmanuel, he can do Emmanuel is a good boy. Write it out for him in that book. When you write it out for him, tell him to go and write it down. He or she will write it down. Maybe write it 10 times, write it 20 times. Continuous practice will help his writing to align. Then another one is use of Scrabble. Maybe if it's a child that is still trying to hold pencil, you can make use of Scrabble. When you scribble a letter or you scribble any line, you give the kid, he or she will be doing it. Use of trace and so many of them. So this is a way to handle a child that has dysgraphia. Number 1 is using alternative means. Number 2 is using of graph paper. Number 3 is involving parents. Number 4 is using Scrabble. Thank you for watching.